Hello, my name's Jake from Firestorm Games, and I'm here with my colleague Paul.
Hello.
So we're here today with something a little bit different to our usual tabletop spotlights. We have a challenge which we wish to discuss. So, 2020 was a hard year.
Yes. To say the least.
To say the least, yeah. And a lot of us, for whatever reason, had a lot more time to hobby. I worked all the way through it. We didn't get furloughed. Firestorm's been great to us. Been very busy. But we did have less time to actually go and game. So I found myself assembling more miniatures, painting more miniatures, as a lot of us did. And it got to portion through lockdown when suddenly there was a challenge going around, and it was suggested to me I'd take part in it. So here it is. This is... Could I paint 365 miniatures in 365 days to a tabletop plus standard at least? And I don't know the answer, is the honest truth. I have painted all the way through. I have completed various armies and brought them in, and we've got some footage which you're looking at now of some of the miniatures.
Yes. I'd have the numbers here. I know whether you've done it or not.
Yeah, so Paul's gone around and counted them all after we've set them all up, and he knows and won't tell me yet. He'll tell me a bit later whether I actually managed to do it or not. I feel pretty good, but still not quite 100%. We'll see. Anyway, so yeah, this was something which I wanted to do, and I've enjoyed all the way through. Still going to work meant I was coming home and exhausted, as a lot of us were, and I wanted to do something productive. So I'm very lucky to have a very supportive wife and a gamer wife. So we played board games all the way through, and we did lots of other bits. She doesn't war game, but she knows how important it is to me. So there were many evenings of sat watching TV and just doing a bit of painting or things like that. And this is what I have to show for it. And I wanted to share it with everybody because it's been a tough year, and I know a lot of people out there have used their hobby and their skills, their fun time to get themselves through it. And it's not always black and white.
No. Can I ask, so you've got here the armies that we've got here. We've got Admech.
Correct, yep.
Space Wolves.
Yep.
Sisters of Battle.
Yep.
Dwarves.
Yep.
And there's a few other bits and pieces as well, just spread in there. Why did you choose the ones that you did?
Okay, so Chaos Dwarves were fairly simple. I picked them up at Warhammer World the year before, like October time, so they were always the plan to start doing at the beginning of the year. And I'd been to a Cult of Paint basing tutorial seminar event here at the South Wales Gaming Centre and learned how to do basing. So I wanted to do that, and you'll see anybody who's been on that course, you'll recognise some of the basing here for the Chaos Dwarves, especially the Bull Centaurs. So yeah, I wanted to do them. I wanted to paint something that was a bit different. I wanted to mess around with the new Mantic Dwarf miniatures. I've never liked the Forge World face masky ones. So Mantic, when they showed these multi-part plastics, they're breathtaking. They're really good and really, really good value.
Big helmets.
That's it, yeah. And loads of customization, loads of possibilities of how you want them posed. So yeah, that's how it started. Then it was Space Wolves.
The bases on those. I was telling you, off mic earlier on how impressive I think the snow effects are with that.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a combination effect. So there's some Valhallan Blizzard there, and then it's foreground snow effect mixed up with PVA glue and water. But you have to mix it at different ratios to get it to dry like wet or fresh sort of snow or churned up snow like in the tracks. But it ends up becoming like a paste, and then you have to put it on, and it looks rubbish, and you have to have faith sustains, yep. And as it dries, the water dries away quickest than the PVA, and it leaves behind this snow effect, which is quite durable. Everything I paint has to be quite durable because I do game with it all, and I am clumsy.
How did you get the little footsteps in places and everything? As well?
I used miniatures and I walked them along, like a real sato. Yeah, I actually walked my miniatures along. I went through kits trying to find ones that actually had tread boots, because a lot of them just have flat plastic because they're going to be stood on them. So yeah, I went through and found some bits to just roll along for the vehicles. The dreads especially. So there's a lot of dreads in this army. I wanted them to feel like they were the ancient space Vikings they should be back to war. There's some conversions in here. So Impulsors, I've never liked the open back, so I converted this up. I didn't know the Gladius was going to exist at the time, so I feel like a bit of a fool now, but the next one will be a Gladius. I'll convert it. But yeah, it was just trying out new techniques, and I wanted them to be 30k paint style. So it's dark grey. So this is Mechanica standard grey, and then Dawnstone.
Not your bright heavy metal.
No, I didn't want the Fang and Fenrisian grey and things like that. Just personal preference. Used to play a lot of 30k. Space Wolves were the last army I bought before we stopped playing 30k. So I was adamant I was going to get them built and painted. And honestly, it took the announcement or the rumours for 9th coming to really kick me into gear to do a 40k army. I'd done a lot of Sigmar for the last year. So yeah, Space Wolves were next. Then it was Sisters of Battle.
Sisters of Battle. There's well, fair few of them.
There are, yes.
And the one exception to this list, which we're saying, is the piece of scenery here.
Yes, yeah.
But as you were saying as well, it does have a points value.
It does, yeah.
So
I painted it and I pay points for it. I'm blooming well including it. So yeah, that's actually 2 pieces of terrain. That's a Sisters of Battle piece of terrain. Battle Sanctum mounted on a Sigmarite mausoleum. Well, not mausoleum. Dais, I think, is the disc. But yeah, I wanted it all to be a big piece, and I like my terrain to have a footprint, so there's no arguments about whether you're on it or not. So I liked that. But yeah, Sisters of Battle, my childhood army. They was probably the last codex I ever bought before I took a break, like 10 years. By the time I came back, Sisters were just this thing discussed in metals, and then the plastics, and I couldn't resist. And as you can see, there's far too much there, so I did go a bit too mad into it. But I kept the old vehicles. I wasn't a huge fan of the new vehicles, so I've got a couple of old and new mixed in together. So the Rhino's huge.
The new ones have quite a bit going on.
They do, yes, yeah. So
church organ here.
It's the old ones there, and then the new. I've done a conversion on the new ones. It's got just a normal Whirlwind style rocket missile system. But yeah, I really enjoyed those. Celestine, gold. Quite intimidating to paint her because you really don't want to mess up the wings. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed them. I should probably point out none of this is airbrushed. It's all been hand painted. Yeah, that's it. So the Artist Opus and the Army Painter dry brushes have been a godsend. Don't get me wrong, I've used a lot of contrast paints here and there, but I wanted to do a combination, a blended method. So yeah, no airbrushing anywhere.
Do you prefer hand style to airbrush?
No, I love them both for different reasons, but this year has not been the year to airbrush. I've not had a huge amount of time to get down to the garage. I have a gaming garage, luckily.
Of course you do.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, my wife decided she couldn't park the car into the garage because it's around the back of the house. So, what a shame. I'll put 2 6x4s in there and an airbrush station
before she's even finished the sentence.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, this year we decided it was going to be a lot tougher keeping in any kind of shape. So there's a running machine down there now next to the airbrush table. So I don't airbrush down there anymore. I will. It'll come back once we're allowed out to see humans in person again. But yeah, so that was Sisters, and then painted a troll. So my social group where we play and we paint and things like that. I got a WhatsApp group, and we decided we would do weekly challenges. So we were doing units or champions or things like that, and we did monster. And I didn't really have one for Sisters, so I decided to paint something else a bit different. So I painted this troll in an evening. So this guy was I started off at 5 o'clock, base coated, and then I finished about 11:30, quarter to midnight, fully painted. That was the sort of challenge there to see if I could do him in one evening. And I'm really chuffed with him. I think he's a beautiful little troll.
It's one of my favourites of the actual set.
Oh, thank you very much. So yeah, he's a lot of fun. I quite liked him. I will go back and do Gloomspite at some point. I've done all my Troggoths, but a lot of grots to paint. So yeah, decided not to do those. What was the next one we were? Oh, Mechanicum, right, yeah. So decided have to finish out the year on something special. So I had 2 choices. It was either my Lumineth for Sigmar, or it was going to be the AdMech for 40k. And the bit that swung me was the AK rust effects that we were getting in. They've just gone crazy this year. Absolutely nuts for the store. So I thought,
I see from looking at the army, you're fairly keen on the rust effect.
Yes, I really wanted to push myself to do something a bit different. And weathering has always just been a bit of sponging and leave it there. So I wanted to do more. And honestly, I'm really pleased with them. I tried a few test miniatures out, and I wanted to make sure I pushed myself on rust affecting, weathering, transfers. Always been a bit scared of transfers. Decided, nope, this is the army. I'm going to do it more properly. And colour theory. I am rubbish at colour theory. One of my friends, Morgan, fantastic painter, very patient with me and a lot of our sort of social group. But I wanted to do something different. So when I decided on turquoise, sat through, had a look at my little colour wheel, an orange just popped up in the tetrad. So thought maybe the secondary colour doesn't have to be a painted colour. Maybe it can be the rust. And it all went from there. So yeah, really, really happy. I went through transfers, oils. Don't use oils very often. Don't use them anywhere near as much as I should. But there's oils on here. They were remarkably simple. Again, Cult of Paint. Those guys are absolute legends. If you get a chance to go to any of their events, I really highly recommend it. They're really good guys. I mean, they're fantastic painters, but they're actually really good at teaching, which is quite rare in the art world. I find the people who are best at it are poor at communicating how. And these guys are absolutely superb. So yeah, that's where we're up to.
So I need to ask, what was the most difficult one to paint?
Oh, okay. So it was probably the sisters' vehicles. Because I wanted to try and airbrush them. I couldn't really. The test one I'd done about a month before I settled on the paint scheme with an airbrush, I came back to and wasn't really happy with. And then honestly, it was Byron's video up at Artis Opus. Their YouTube channel's really good. If you get a chance, check it out. It's worth it. Their brushes are fantastic. And yeah, he showed us how to paint I think it was an ATST from Star Wars Legion, and how to do gradient effects on that. And yeah, great video. And that gave me the confidence to get out a big dry brush and try it on the tank. And then yeah, I went from there. But yeah, it was a bit scary. Sounds really strong, but it is. You're handling a 50 quid miniature, and you really don't want to mess it up. And everybody says you can just respray, but sometimes you can't. So yeah, getting the paint on that and trying to get the gradients right.
Maybe anxious rather than
yes,
scared.
anxious. Yeah, I was not scared. It was not a spider. So yeah, that one was really good. The AdMech doing the vehicles, the Hovercraft. Absolutely love the Hovercraft. No matter how many times I came back in the morning and found that my wife had grabbed one of my Ideneth eels and popped it into the Hovercraft, so my Hovercraft could be full of eels, I refused to combine the two armies. But yeah, they're very iconic, and there's a lot of surface area for them. So I wanted to make sure they were done justice. And then like Ninth had come out by that point, so transports are so important now. They're gonna remain on the battlefield a lot longer sometimes, but they're more important. I wanted to make sure they were really, really special. So yeah, they were a challenge.
What took the longest amount of time?
Okay, so the bull centaurs, because I didn't just want to paint one color of skin.
Yeah,
I wanted them to look I wanted them to look a herd. So, they've all come together for the similar purpose of eating, probably drinking, definitely smashing.
And
yes.
more like they're different people as well.
That's it, yeah. I wanted there to be... So I painted some Nurgle a couple of years ago, and I wanted my plague bearer to look fleshy. So I bought all the flesh colours I could find. And I bought like Scale 75, GW, all these flesh colours, and I painted them all up pretty, and then, rotted them down. And it was the same sort of thing with these guys. I wanted them to look special and different. So I've got very red at one end of the spectrum, black bull at the other, and stuff in between with the browns. So, yeah.
The full spectrum for the Meatloaf album cover.
Yes, yeah. As we were setting up those miniatures earlier, you did enjoy the just metal style of those guys. Somebody who designed them definitely enjoyed
very Doom, as I was saying.
Yes.
What's your favourite of them?
Oh, that's a difficult question. Yeah. So I love my sister's army. Like I'm not joking. I must have been 11. No, maybe a bit older. 12, 13. I don't know. When the book came out, and I fell in love with it. I really like the fluff, really like the idea. So I wanted to do them justice, and I am really pleased with that army that's there, ready to go. But the Mechanicum, I think, geez, like I've pushed myself there. Just like my friends say I should. Don't just settle on, you know how to paint this, just slap it out, be done with it. Don't take any extra steps or any extra effort. They push. I'm very lucky to have a social group where we encourage each other to try and do the best we can. Any
particular favourites, like single models?
I think the Datasmith that I've converted. So there's one with a dome head and a special claw and a few bits. I put him together from like 6 different kits. He's one of my favourites. The robots, the Robbie the Robots, Castellan robots, because they've all got unique heads, and I didn't like the Robbie the Robot heads. I think one of them's got a proper head, and then all the others have got stuff that's unique, because I wanted to make conversions.
Okay, right. So, I've got the number.
Oh, I got the magic number, right?
Okay, first of all, I want to know, do you think you've done it?
I feel like I should have.
Should is different.
The amount of hours, like Mechanicum, there's got to be over 100 there. Sisters, it feels like there's over 100. So it's whether Space Wolves and Chaos Dwarves add up to 150, 160 each. We'll see.
Okay. Do you want the amounts for the armies?
Yeah, let's go for it. Let's individual. So
Dwarves and Space Wolves.
Yep.
I count 76 for both.
What, added together?
No, each.
Oh, each. Blooming heck.
76 each.
Okay, we're getting there. Yeah, I feel like. Oh, yeah.
There's 3 other ones. So there's a couple of dogs, and then there's the troll.
Yeah, we like the other. Yeah.
Sisters.
Yep.
My count was 114.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
And AdMech was 126 for a total of 395.
Get in, yes. Cool.
So you are averaging over last year more than one a day.
More than one a day. Wow.
395. That's an extra month in there.
Yeah, I can just take. Well, I'm taking January off. Yeah, okay. No, I'm really, really chuffed for that. That's been brilliant. So big thank you to everybody who's encouraged me along the way, because this last year has been a very easy year to get stuck in a rut. And a few of my friends have, and we've all tried to encourage each other out. Like I've mentioned him already, Morgan is trying to finish off an Archaon, and I think he's at recess highlighting, and he's ready to kill him or throw the miniature. I don't know. But yeah, we have all tried to encourage each other. So big thank you to everybody who has.
Well, we've been talking about this video for a few months, and
we have, yeah.
And you said as well, like, I'm not sure I'm going to make it.
No, I really wasn't. I was painting on Christmas Eve, actually. I found an hour spare. Just yeah, go on then. Let's just get a bit more on the AdMech. Yeah, so no, I'm really, really chuffed with that. I'm also really chuffed because those armies are pretty much finished.
Yeah.
So it's not like I've just painted the bits I like and left, because that's what I've done with so many other armies. I've painted the bits I've enjoyed and then got to a stage where it's just, no, okay, I'll move on to something else. New books out. So.
Well done. All the
Thank
same,
you.
well done. And if anybody else wants to take up the challenge for 2021, we'd love to hear from you. And we also want to see, again, we always want to see what you've been painting and what you've been getting here at Firestorm. We want to see those armies as they grow and what you're doing with them, but also know that, we're doing it too.
Yes, that's it. No, I really think that's a strong message that this is a year where I want to have helped more people than ever before. So friends, family, people I've never even met potentially. Like, let's help each other. Let's get through this. And our hobby is actually a wonderful thing.
Absolutely.
This is something which you can put up a miniature online, and hopefully some guy you've never even met before from the Ukraine says he likes it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. This is the time now to be looking forward. So yes, Paul's absolutely right. If it's anything you'll be working on, I don't care if you think it's rubbish. Pop it up. Let's have a look. Let's be positive with each other. Let's congratulate each other on the wonderful things we've managed to achieve in 2020. I found having targets helped me a lot last year, and having things to look forward to. So finishing these armies off was a very difficult challenge at the end. You're slogging through the last bits, and I picked my characters last because I don't want to get to the end and just go, that'll do. So I force myself on my characters to make sure they are painted as best they can be. So, yeah, if you're doing anything, please pop it up. For me, January is no painting month. I am only going to be building armies. So I have so far built my Lumineth. I've built my Caradrons mostly.
Well, if there's anything that we've learned is that you've got an extra month in you to make up on these things.
That's it. Yeah, I can do that. So, yeah, next is Seraphon. And then I think it's going to be my almost entirely non-GW miniatured Cities of Sigmar army after that. But yeah, they're already targets I've thrown out there. So, yeah, please, anybody else, if you're enjoying it, if you've got into a rut, if you started something you can't quite find the motivation to go back to it, whack it up. We'll have a look on Facebook.
Yeah,
We'd love to see it. But yeah, we wanted to do this video as a big thank you, because you guys have, as customers and as people who have interacted with us on social media, you've kept us going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we've come into work and we've been really happy coming into work and seeing we got orders to pick, we got loads to do. We're really pleased with how much we've been supported. So we would love to give anything back that we can in that way. So
yeah,
please.
Again, it's a big thing as well of everybody saying, basically paying through and making orders and saying, we love this stuff too. Yeah. We love this stuff just as much as you guys. So
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
No, thank you very much, everybody.
Yeah. So yeah, we will see you again. We'll do some more challenges. Maybe this next one we'll pop up what it will be, and you guys can join it along the way or something.
No, definitely. Oh well, of course. Well, thank you very much. Well done, Jake, once again. And yeah, here's to a great 2021 for everybody.
Yeah, here.